So the idea that the IDF would go in and fight Iran unilaterally is laughable. They would never even consider it. In fact, they never did consider putting IDF soldiers on the ground in Iran, but they have been demanding that Americans put their troops on the ground in Iran. So yeah, Israel is awaiting a green light from the United States. I know, Katz, I know. The real question is, how much more can the Israeli government manipulate the president of the United States into carrying out their dirty wars?
Hey everybody, this is Troy over at Uncomfortable Truths. Thanks for checking me out. Today we've got to talk about what's going on with Anna over at the Young Turks, because they continue to attack Donald Trump just because he started a pointless war in the Middle East that he said was going to be over in 2 weeks. That was, I don't know, like a month ago. And they're mad just because of that. Just because gas prices are going up and just because the cost of everything is rising because we're fighting on behalf of another country, they're mad for only those reasons, guys. Just because some of our American service members have lost their lives on this pointless war for Israel. They're mad about that over at the Young Turks. And frankly, I'm starting to just really have a hard time to argue against them because guys, like, he ran on a platform of peace and it's pretty clear that's not what's happening. But maybe I'm just not understanding it. Maybe this one's on me because I do get that, like, we get a lot from our relationship with Israel, and friends help friends. And, you know, like they pay for our weapons, or, well, I mean, they don't pay for our weapons. We pay for theirs. But I mean, healthcare, at least, like, you know, they're helping us out with healthcare because they've got universal healthcare over there and my premiums are going up. But I guess, so it's neither here nor there. They've got free healthcare. They're not paying for their military. We're paying for their military. We're helping them. They don't help us. It's all good. That's the way it actually should be. In fact, I think that no single Israeli soldier should ever be on the front lines until we've run out of American soldiers to fight Israel's war. There is no reason for the United States military to exist and for any Israeli to ever put themselves on the line whatsoever for any of these wars that they start. I won't have it, guys, because the purpose of the United States military service member is to die on behalf of Israel. That's what they are there for. And guys, Trump's going to make sure that it happens just because he's all buddy-buddy with Netanyahu and he wants to go do a bunch of corrupt deals. And yeah, he's probably in the files that he's covering up, and that may or may not have something to do with why he's, you know, such a puppet to Israel, but we don't know because he won't release those files. But I'm sure all of the Republicans and the hardcore people that are still rooting for Trump, I'm sure they've got some sort of lame excuse for it. But we've got to keep it real, guys. The people over at the Young Turks, they're doing a good job covering this one. So let's take a look and listen to what Anna has to say.
Israel is a liability to the United States. They are a liability to our national security. They are a liability to the economic health of our country. They are a liability when it comes to world peace. Let's keep it 100. And the fact that we're doing.
All right, this is where we've got to draw the line, because are we sure that we want world peace? Think about how dull the average day is, and then think about how much fun it is to check the news every once in a while. You're on your shift at work, you get to go to lunch, you can't really afford to go out, so you have your little garbage lunch that you packed, and you get to look at your phone, you get to say, oh, well, that's pretty cool. It looks like my gas is going to go up because Trump decided he was going to shut down the strait even more than it was shut down, and then pretend to do a peace deal. Well, isn't that kind of fun? So you get to think that, hey, I can barely afford gas now, but it's going to be even more fun to think about how I won't be able to afford gas in the future. So we've got that going for us, guys. So I don't want to hear any of this nonsense about how, oh, world peace would be fun. It's not. It's going to be boring. You're not going to like it. It's going to be just like every toy that you ever got when you were a kid. It sounded great, and then you got it. 10 minutes later, you were bored and you're ready for a fight again. So Trump is just making sure that we can stay in the fight, and that fight is for Israel, guys. Keep it real.
This under the false pretense of nuclear weapons that Iran doesn't even have is insane. This is about regime change or creating a failed state in Iran so Israel can expand its borders. Why are we putting ourselves in this position?
And that's good, guys. Think about it. The bigger Israel is, the more of Israel that the United States has to protect. It gives us a purpose because our soldiers are out here wasting their lives away, trying to get home to their families. Who cares, guys? That's not what we want them to do. It's not what they signed up for. What we need to do is we need to have Israel. It should be huge. We want it to be as big as possible so that we can send all of the U.S. soldiers over there and they can all start to lay down their lives for Israel. That's what Trump's doing. And I think it's good because it's going to be an economic benefit. I mean, not for the United States. It's not going to help us at all, but it will be great for Israel. And isn't that really the most important thing?
To help another country build its empire. What are we doing?
That's good.
But in the meantime, we have to endure the likes of Representative Addison McDowell, who fortunately we don't hear too much from, but unfortunately today we will. McDowell is insisting that Trump is the greatest negotiator to ever live. Let's watch.
Let's let him do his thing. He's the best negotiator to ever live. And so I'm excited to see what he can turn out from that. But look, you've got him already saving these people in Iran. They're slaves, and they're going to be murdered. And
he's right. Yeah, in Iran they were slaves, but we're just going to bomb them and attack their civilian infrastructure and destroy their civilization. And I'm sure they're going to be stoked because wouldn't you?
Their lives are being saved because President Trump did what no president could do in 40 years. And so my Democrat colleagues, it doesn't matter what it is. They hate Trump so much. He's broken their brains. And it doesn't matter what it is. They're going to be no on everything and try to fight him, even when he's very well might be leading us into world peace.
Yeah. He's bombing our way into world peace. That's what Trump is doing, guys. And some of you don't get it. You don't get it because you've shut your brains off. You think that threatening to destroy an entire civilization is some sort of a problem, but it's not, guys. That's how you actually make peace. Because if there isn't a civilization, there's nobody that you have to fight against, so there can't be a war. Checkmate, liberals. This is what we have going on right now, and you're just attacking the greatest president in our nation's history for no reason. So let's go ahead and keep listening to what Anna has to say.
Is he mentally challenged? Is that man mentally challenged? And I'm not just saying that as an insult. It is a genuine and sincere question. Donald Trump.
Yeah, he is mentally challenged, and that's good. We want these people leading the war effort. If you aren't mentally challenged, you wouldn't support the war with Iran. If you weren't mentally challenged, you wouldn't support Israel. So if we're going to support Israel, then yes, we need more mentally challenged people to be running this country because those are the people that support Israel. And hey, I don't think that's a problem. I think that's exactly what we need to do. Maybe if we get enough mentally challenged people, mainly Republicans right now, and let's be honest, most of the Democrats supporting Israel, I don't see how this could go any better. It's going perfect. It's all up to plan. And I think we want to just keep doing what we're doing. And we should see this peace. I think Trump said 8 weeks ago we should have peace in like 2 weeks. So I think we just need to trust that, guys.
Is saving the Iranian people. They're being butchered right now by American and Israeli bombs. Well, not at this very moment because we have a semi-ceasefire taking place. But prior to that, let me ask that McDowell character, the 168 children at that elementary school in Manab, Iran, were they saved?
Okay, so here's the deal. We accidentally took out 168 school children. But guys, I don't know what to say here. It doesn't look good, admittedly. It's not ideal that we take out school children, but it happens. Look what we do at our own schools. And why should those kids in Iran feel safe at their school and feel that we shouldn't be bombing them when the kids in our school here in the United States don't feel safe? That wouldn't be fair. We do the same thing to our kids and we end their lives at school just like we do in Iran. That's equality, people. That's what we're looking for. Ungrateful.
McDowell, were they saved? And make no mistake about it, okay? The treachery is very much bipartisan. This is not a Democrat versus Republican thing, okay? It's very much bipartisan. Now look, previous presidents, either Democrat or Republican, weren't stupid enough to be manipulated by the likes of Benjamin Netanyahu and Mossad.
So all joking aside, this is where we're at today. We literally have people who are going out and defending Trump's actions and acting like he's some sort of master negotiator, despite the fact that things have gotten worse and not better. The uncomfortable truth here is that we were supposed to have peace 6 weeks ago, but that it really isn't coming, is it? And it's not planned to come because Donald Trump doesn't have any interest in actually having a peace deal. The best that we can hope for is that we've had a horrible experience. Iran now controls the strait where they didn't before. And Trump has learned that he's not quite as tough as he imagined himself to be, and that the American empire is falling. And the reason for this is that we have idiot presidents like himself and idiot Congress people, like most of them, who continue to go down this road and continue to work for countries that are not our own, and they do not put the interests of the American people first. And that's the uncomfortable truth, everybody. So we have to do everything that we can to keep standing up against these fools. Otherwise, they're going to keep on doing these pointless wars, and those poor children and our military service people are going to be completely left behind. That's what's going to happen, guys. So do me a favor, go ahead, hit like and subscribe, and share the uncomfortable truths, everybody, so we can get this information out there. Take care, everybody.